Hello, everyone, and welcome to your new favorite paranormal podcast, Into the Paranormal. I am your host, Kevin Leonard, and with me, as always, Corey Beam. How you doing, Corey?
I'm doing good. Excited to talk about some fun Christmas related spooky tales. And yeah, just happy to be back on the pod. We've been absent again because
Yeah,
life keeps really Kappa also has been busy. So
yeah,
life and Kappa sometimes get in the way, but we're
yeah,
here. Ready to have some
yeah.
fun.
We are not only these lovable, dynamic duo you see here on YouTube and everywhere else where you may stream this podcast. I mean, if you are listening, you don't see us, but you should be seeing us. That's the point I'm trying to make here. But no, we are also paranormal investigators, so we have had some cases and events and all that fun stuff. So we missed you guys, but we are back with another episode. Again, I know I said in the last episode we're gonna try to get back on a weekly schedule. I'm gonna say it again. We're gonna try to get back on a weekly schedule. So hopefully this time it sticks. So, what's up with you, Corey? What have you been up to besides investigating the paranormal and all the fun stuff that comes with it?
Well, I've been doing a lot of the unfun stuff that comes with it, and that's listening to, I think it was 7 or 8 hours of audio that I had to go through. I think we
Yeah.
mentioned in one episode that that's part of the job that people don't think about is going through everything that you've recorded. Um,
Yeah. I got
and
into DVR and all that fun stuff.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. But other than that, things are good. I can't complain. Really excited about all the things that Kappa has happening. You know,
Yeah.
we just did a residential investigation. We have one coming up here, and well, this time
The
next week, we'll be
Mhm.
doing that investigation, and then a follow up after that. And then, uh, 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 I think we've talked about we can kind of officially say it. Um, Kappa is going back to the battleship North Carolina in early February. I think we're all absolutely stoked for
Yeah.
that.
And again, disclaimer, that is just a private investigation, not an event. So we're not going to be sharing dates, you know. Um, but you can probably tell when, we're on the road and stuff because I like to post that we're on the road and if we're out doing some fun stuff. And if you happen to see us in the wild, feel free to wave, say hi.
Yep.
Um, Speaking of dates upcoming, um, we do have some events that we would like you to come hang out with us and be a part of. January 25th, we will be in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, at the New Smyrna Beach Regional Library, 2 p.m. That's on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday, right?
Yep.
Yes. So come hang out with us for a Paranormal 101 event. Uh, we're going to be talking about equipment, paranormal experiences that we've had, the how-tos, so to speak, of conducting paranormal investigations, how the equipment works, taking your questions, all that fun stuff. Bring the kids, bring the family. It'll be fun. New Smyrna Beach Regional Library, New Smyrna Beach, Florida, January 25th, 2 p.m. So come hang out with us. It'll be fun. We always have fun at these events, at these libraries. Um, and Deltona, we will be back in Deltona. So tell them about that one, Corey.
Yep. We'll be back at the Deltona Regional Library. That is March 26th. I believe that's also 2 o'clock. Um, that's also in the Scrub J Auditorium, same place we were back in October, and I had a great time then. So come out. That one will be a little different since we've already done our regular kind of gist. We'll go a little more into the how and the why behind the paranormal and why we don't quite know the how and the why, and probably never will. Um, and of course, we'll take your questions and answer everything to the best of our ability. And that'll be a lot of fun. We'll have a good time. So come out and join us then. We'd love to see you.
Yep. And then on to dates we can't really get into right now in April. April seems to be pretty stacked. We
Yeah.
do have two different events that are scheduled in April to be announced. More on that when we're allowed to say and tell you guys when and where. But we'll be in Georgia and Florida in April. And obviously, once we can say the dates, times, and all that fun stuff, again, we want you to come hang out. Both events are going to be super fun. Really looking forward to them. Really excited about them. And then do we have
Well,
something in March?
we well, that's the library we have
That, right, that's
in
yep.
March. We don't have a public thing happening, but let's just say we have something real fun happening already looking into 2025. So we can't talk about that. We won't for quite some time. But
Even though
Kappa,
you are.
I am, but I'm not
Yeah.
telling our viewers, and you won't get to know for a while. But trust me, when we can talk about that, we sure will.
Yeah.
Got a lot of
And
fun
what it
stuff.
boils down to is Kappa is super busy and we love it. We love being busy. We love staying busy. So if you would like Kappa to come hang out in your event, come speak at your library, school, whatever the case may be, info at kappaparanormal.com or message us on Facebook. Just search Kappa or Kappa Paranormal and reach out to me and we will set something up. So 'tis the season, Corey.
To
'Tis the
be,
season.
tis the season to be spooky. Fa la la la, ha 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 ha, or something like that.
Yes.
I don't know why I just did that.
So, I don't either. Now that, unfortunately, Halloween, but Thanksgiving is in our rear view mirror, let's turn our gaze upon the season we are in currently. And that holiday that's in this season is Christmas.
Sure is.
And the Yuletide,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
and all the wonderful holidays that come with it. So we just thought we'd spend a little bit of time talking about the Yuletide festivities, Christmas, and venture into the dark side of Christmas. So everyone's favorite Christmas mascot, Krampus.
Yeah. Do you know what that
So
means in German?
tell me, Corey
Yeah, it
B.
means, well, okay, so it actually means, and I have to look at my phone because I have a bunch of stuff pulled up, but it actually comes from the German word Krampen for meaning claw.
Hmm.
So I found that pretty cool, and it is a German based lore, but it
Yeah.
has a lot of branches to it.
Yeah.
It really branches off depending on where you are.
Yeah.
It's quite fascinating. Um,
And I love how like Krampus and Santa Claus kind of go hand in hand with Christmas and they balance it because it's like uh Christmas over the year or just winter, the Yuletide times have become very, I don't want to say positive, but very nice. And it's the time to be jolly and everything. And Krampus and Santa Claus actually work hand in hand. You'll have Santa rewarding the good little boys and girls, and then you'll have Krampus punishing the ones who misbehaved. Um,
right.
so and
Well,
and I love it.
it's fun. You
It
know,
is punishment.
punishment's fun. No, well, look at it this way. Um,
All right.
you know, we in America now, talk about, oh, it's Santa that brings you coal, or Santa puts coal in your
Hmm.
stocking if you've been naughty. Well, in other places, that's
Or
Krampus that does
Santa's
that.
not going to bring you any gifts if you're being bad. But did I
Right.
say Santa or Krampus? Santa's not going to bring you any gifts if
You
you're
said
being bad. But I said it right the
right.
first time. Okay.
You said it
But
right.
then, yeah. So, and then before it was like, if you're being bad, Krampus is going to come take you away and eat you.
Well, that's the thing, right? So Krampus, depending on where you were, sometimes there was actually a time where there was a Krampus Day. It was December 1st.
Hmm.
And they would celebrate St. Nicholas Day on the 2nd. So all the bad kids had to watch what they were doing December 1st because they'd get taken by Krampus and they'd get eaten, or whatever Krampus wanted to do, I guess, apparently. But it changed over time, and now what we have in North America is the whole Santa Claus gives you coal, but it was originally Krampus that did that, and it was coal, piece of slate, um, or or he just, I mean, even the torture really depends on what you go back and look at. But he's this half demon, horned, clawed goat human thing, um, and in many of the lores, he is friends with Saint Nicholas.
Hmm.
As you said, they go hand in hand. They show up together and kind of split duties here,
Yeah.
which,
The Santa
you know,
Claus version of Saint Nick,
well, not even the
right?
Santa Claus
Yeah.
version. No, no, this was pre the Santa Claus, really. This was, the precursor to what we now know as Santa Claus. This was the legend of Saint Nicholas, and of course, if you guys don't know who Saint Nicholas is, he is from Eastern Europe, um, and he brought three kids back to life from a jar of goo that had been dead for 13 or something years. I mean, quite interesting story. And this is the Saint Nick that we know um, as Saint Nicholas, Santa Claus, where all that lore comes from, which is fascinating because that I mean, I grew up every year watching Santa Claus is coming to town, and I thought Chris Kringle and that whole thing was real, and that's how we got Santa Claus. And that's part of it too. There's like all these lores that have come together. Chris Kringle is also a real person, separate from Saint Nicholas, right? So you have Saint Nicholas, all these different things that come together to make the Christmas season. But we forget about Krampus. Like,
Yeah.
that's the best part. Some evil goat man's gonna eat you if you don't behave.
Was that your favorite Christmas movie?
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Hmm.
It still is. Yeah, that old '60s stop motion. Um, yeah, that
Totally get it.
the Rudolph, all those stop motion ones from that time period are so much fun, and they have like a lot of the old tie into our creepy stuff, like the Grinch.
Yeah.
It's narrated. The original Grinch, short is narrated. Um, Gosh, now I'm gonna forget his name. Uh, but he played monsters in the 20s and 30s. Um he actually played Frankenstein's monster. That is.
Yeah.
Um,
My favorite Christmas movie is The Island of Misfit Toys.
and that Rudolph.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's Rudolph and the Island of Misfit Toys. It's the same thing, like the stop motion. It was
that's when
great.
he meets Cornelius with the beard,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and then the
Yeah. I can never find it.
abominable
Yes.
Yeti. Hello,
My paranormal ties run deep.
they do. Look at that.
Yeah.
And that's
I
crazy.
can
Think
never find
about
it
that.
streaming.
That came out in the 60s, and they're having
Yeah,
they had a Yeti.
yeah,
That's interesting. But yeah, yeah, I love those.
yeah. I can't find them to stream anywhere though.
No,
That's
I don't
annoying.
know what
Well,
happened. I think
yeah, I
I
feel
thought
like
they
they
were
should
on
be
like
on Paramount or something.
that's what I thought because I think CBS always like had them out,
Yeah.
but
Um,
yeah, I
they're
can't
never
find them.
on anywhere.
They used to show them every year, but now they are streaming. But or in the the Charlie Brown um that darn song
The
where
great.
not the
Oh,
great you're gonna you about to say the Great Pumpkin thing.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
I
I was about
don't
to say because I don't even think that that was even on anything this
know.
year.
No, I don't know even where to find those things anymore. But they had uh
Horrible. It's
the
annoying.
growing up, I would watch the Weather Channel because I was a strange child, and
Not much has changed.
no, I still I literally what's on what you can't see is the TV in front of me is tornado coverage. I still love that, but the local forecast they'd use that da 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 da
Mhm.
from Charlie Brown, and I've always loved that, even though I never understood the adults just going wah 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 wah. I couldn't.
Oh, I can understand that now because people talk to me and that's all they sound like.
Well, okay, that's fair enough.
All right, so back on topic.
Yeah,
Um, so I mean, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of our festivities and Christmas celebrations have a dark, it was all born in darkness. You know,
yeah,
Christmas itself is a pagan holiday.
there is.
Um, the idea behind Santa Claus was is very bad. It came from I'm gonna get I don't have anything that I'm looking at, so I'm gonna get names wrong. I'm not even gonna try to remember names, but it was a king in on I want to say it might not have been December 25th, but it was around that time. He like ordered the peasants to bring him gifts. And I believe after his passing, there you go, you're gone. But after his passing, they celebrated because he was a horrible person. They celebrated by in turn giving each other gifts. And that's how like the gift giving part came to be. Um, Garland itself is actually very dark. Like if you look at winter, everything is dead and like the trees die, the leaves fall. It's just, I guess if you're up north, not, down here, Georgia, Florida, it's just trees. But, like you're thinking about 2, 3, 4, 500 years ago in the winter when times were very different. When the winter came, crops died, trees died. There was no leaves, all except for the evergreen tree, which is what we use as Christmas trees. And hunters would go out hunting and they would take intestines from the animals that they killed, like maybe a deer, elk, moose, whatever, and they would wrap the intestines around evergreen trees. And that's the idea of garland. That's where it came from.
Learned that today. Well,
Yeah, so everything has
what
a dark,
I'm pretty sure everything from wreaths to mistletoes all has a pagan um
yes.
start. So you take and it's the same with like Easter. The Catholics when trying to convert um pagans to Christianity kind of made these holidays um at the time like Yuletide, Yule being a pagan celebration. Um and then you have made around Christmas and it kind of all gets thrown together and you get people to
Oh yeah,
convert,
because
you know.
Christians hated Christmas up until the 70s, 80s.
Yeah. I mean it's it wasn't the cool thing to do. Even
Right.
though I feel like that's hard to believe, but that's
Oh,
just how
yeah,
it was.
because Christians they took in Christmas and wanted to make it their own, and that's why we try not to talk about religion, on this podcast, but there's going to be times, even with the paranormal, it comes up. There's going to be times where we dabble in it, and disclaimer, anytime that we mention religions, regardless of what the context may be, uh, I don't want to go into the disclaimer, but I guess I should. Kappa is made up of various different ethnical, religious, orientation, backgrounds all together. So our beliefs and religious views do not reflect into the paranormal or the Coastal Atlantic Paranormal Association. So anything that we say doesn't, I don't want it to be offensive to anyone. But what I was going to say is Christians basically took Christmas, and that's why now you have, keep Christ in Christmas, and Jesus is the reason for the season and stuff like that. And if you read the Bible, Jesus's birthday is anywhere or any time except for Christmas, because during the time of the Bible, no one was outside at night all night long in the winter. Um, so that being said, that just kind of goes with what you were saying with, the Christianity and the pagans and the Catholics.
And even one of the biggest, all these movies come out. Once, can you
They do.
name? They do, they do, and they really do. Um, but think about this. One of the biggest, and I think this movie's been remade, even with Disney characters. They've done this movie. I could say bah humbug, and you'd know,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Good old
Mary
Scrooge.
Poppins,
What?
McDuck. I'm just
Mary
messing with
po- Mary Poppins McDuck.
you. You said Scrooge. I said McDuck.
Scrooge. Yes.
Yeah.
Because you got that version, and then you
Wasn't it
have,
actually made? Wasn't it redone with Scrooge McDuck too?
yeah,
It had to be. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, it was.
yeah.
Yeah. I could try. Sorry,
Oh,
I
oh
was gonna
man,
maybe
that's a
try
new
to,
one.
well, I was gonna try to sound like Donald for a minute, but I can't. It's gonna
No,
be that. Yeah.
let's
Well,
let's put a lid on that and never open it ever
not,
again.
not gonna do that. But people, I don't think we forget, or maybe we do forget. I meant to say that. Um, you got me all frizzled up now. We y- y- that
Okay,
story. I'm getting there. I promise we're gonna get there.
you're getting there.
The the story behind a Christmas Carol.
Mhm.
Our three ghosts.
Yeah,
Uh, you
four.
know, um, is it four?
Yeah,
No, it's not.
there's four ghosts
Is there
in
four
Christmas Carol.
ghosts?
Uh-huh. There's a
The ghost
gross,
of
the gross. I said it again. Ghosts of Christmas past, present, future, and then he also, in the beginning, before the ghost of, I want to say Withers, but no, Mr. Withers is like from The Simpsons or something.
I don't think that's in a Christmas Carol.
Yeah, no, it's, no, I'm thinking about Smithers from The Simpsons. Um, it's his, was it his friend or his his employee that died or something, who warned him that he was going to be visited by
Oh
three
yeah.
ghosts, four ghosts. Yeah,
Oh, okay. That's fair. Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
people forget the fourth one or the first, which past, present, and future
Uh,
kind of take precedence.
well, and I always, I always wanted someone to take me to my past, my present, and my future. Not my present. I live the present every day. Take me to my future. Take me to the past. But I think about
Well,
a
if you go
lot.
88 miles an hour in a
88.
DeLorean,
First, you have to find a
why are your
DeLorean.
eyes closed?
Are they?
They were. You were just talking with your eyes closed.
I think it's. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't feel like they are. I'll keep
no, well,
them.
they're not now. They're very open. But anyway,
So, I just find it interesting that one of those stories that we all know and love about Christmas, we got ghosts. We got ghosts.
yeah.
And you know how many Scooby Doo Christmas things I watched that have like
Oh
a
my God,
Bigfoot or a Yeti in them? There's one they're celebrating Christmas. There's a
dude.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, yeah. That was another one of my favorite Christmas cartoons when I was growing up. I can never find it anymore. But it had Yogi Bear. I don't know about Scooby Doo, but it just you made me
Hey,
think of
boo
it. It
boo.
was
No.
yeah, it had Yogi Bear and the little blue dog and Droopy and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I want to say, did it have the Flintstones in it too? I don't know. That was Flintstones Christmas. We're showing our age. I'm showing my age. Flintstones before your
I
time too. It
mean,
was before my time too, but
I grew up watching Hanna-Barbera
yeah.
um cartoons, the Scooby-Doo, um, the Flintstones, the Jetsons. I remember watching the Flintstones meet the Jetsons, and I was like, "This is so
Hmm.
cool." That
Yeah.
was. But I'm also my favorite television shows. I Love Lucy, so like
Yeah.
you can't, and I'm only 30.
Yeah.
Um, so can't judge. But yeah, there are a lot of cool. We got A Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, there's a whole argument about what
One of my
that
favorite.
is. It a
One of my
Halloween
favorite.
movie? Is it a Christmas movie?
It's a literally every night of the week if you want it to be a movie to me. I
I
mean,
mean, you could make the argument that it's both.
yeah,
I mean,
I think it's
I,
definitely a Christmas movie, but it could be, yeah, this is Halloween. I don't know.
this
It could
is
be both.
Halloween. I mean, they're not singing "This is Christmas." They're singing "This is
Yeah.
Halloween," and it's the
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas, not the Nightmare on Christmas.
Oh, night.
I, listen. You know what you just did? The bump, bump, bump. That reminded me of in the 90s. Nick,
Nickelodeon.
Nick, Nick, the Nick, Nick, Nick,
Yeah, that's what
Nickelodeon.
I did.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
hey. See, this is what happens when we make a podcast at 1:20 in the friggin'
I
morning.
think on every episode you say that. This is
I
what happens
do.
when we record a
Well, this
podcast at one
is
o'clock in the morning.
I have a 9 to 5 job. I go Betty by at at um usual times, usually. Um, But yeah, does anyone, if you have a cool Christmas spirit story, you should put it in the comments or like message us at into the paranormal pod at gmail.com. You can also message it to info at Kappa Paranormal. Either one will get to us. Message Kappa or message into the paranormal on Facebook. You know who I think probably has lots of spooky stories? The sponsor of this podcast today, Kevin. Who's the sponsor?
Ah, that might be the Coastal Atlantic Paranormal Association. So who is Kappa, you may ask? I'll tell you. Kappa Paranormal is a paranormal research team who will reach out, or not, we won't reach out, but you can, if you are experiencing things you may not be able to explain or understand. You might think that your home or business is haunted. I don't know why I just said it like that. You can reach out to Kappa, and our awesome case management team will reply back to you and get all the details about your experiences. And we can come in, do an investigation, and tell you what we find. Let you know that you're not crazy. Um, and we can most of the time give you logical explanations to what you're experiencing. Yeah, I'm saying this all weird, but we are a scientific based team. We come in as skeptics first. We come in to try to disprove hauntings uh, and give you the logical explanation of what you're experiencing. So if you think your home or business is haunted, you can reach out to kappaparanormal.com, click on the request our help button, and that'll bring you to a form you fill out that will give you a place to put all of the details in your case. And like I said, our amazing case department will reach out to you and we'll go from there. So visit www.kappaparanormal.com. There is a bunch of information there that is way more organized and put together than my incoherent rambling. So yeah, once again, www.kappaparanormal.com, and it won't have my hands doing like all this when I'm talking.
Oh,
So
that's the
yeah.
best part. That's entertaining.
I don't know why I do that when I talk. When I'm like giving explanation mode, I go in explanation, Kevin, and then I do this. Like I hold my hand like that, and
I'm pretty sure
like,
somewhere in my
like I'm
line
Harry
of
Potter.
ancestors, flish, flick, flick,
Yeah.
and switch, swish and flick. Crap.
Question answer.
Yeah, that's the stuff right there.
That's the
Um,
hostess.
with the mostest. Um, God, speaking of hostess, I could go for a Twinkie. Or one of them cupcakes with like the filling in the center. That just sounds really good right now.
Yeah. All
That's,
my 80s and 90s babies will understand what I was getting at when I said that's the hostess. Because you said something about, I don't know now what you said that made me say that, but it was the little shark. It was like hostess commercial. And then the shark was like, "Hey, where's the cream filling?"
oh my gosh.
Oh,
I
you remember that?
remember.
Okay.
Yeah. Now that you bring that up, I do remember that.
It was like a
I
shark, and it was like a
Where's
lady
the
in a
cream?
swimming pool. Yeah,
Yes. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
I
And
totally
he like
forgot
came
about
through like the
that.
middle of the thing. He's like, "Oh, where's the cream filling?"
Refilling. Yes. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. I totally forgot about that. Oh yeah. I remember those. I'm gonna have to look that up when we get off of here and watch some of those.
yeah,
Yeah.
classics.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, what else can we talk about that is on topic of this podcast? Because again, in true Kevin and Corey fashion, we're all over the place.
Everywhere. Well, Kevin, I don't know what else there is. Cause see, this is the thing, right? We talked about Krampus, um, went into good detail about him, but there really isn't many things. I mean, I think A Christmas Carol and Krampus are, in my opinion, the two main paranormal um lore
They are.
surrounding
They're the
Christmas.
main.
I mean, you
But I
could
feel
call
like they're the
Santa
only, yeah,
Santa's paranormal. I mean,
the
this
cryptid.
fat ass goes down a little tiny chimney and steals cookies. We didn't steal them; they're there for him. But how long is that milk being left out for? I've never thought of that. You don't want warm milk.
Well, it's cold.
Well, yeah, but not if it's put out at 9 o'clock and Santa's fat ass don't slide down the chimney till 2.
Well, keep it cold in the house like a normal person.
Well,
But
he
I do remember, I posted about it on the Kappa page. So it's been a while since I've read the story. Um, New Year's resolution already. Um, have notes when we're filming, but it's fun to just kind of go back and forth and just talk. We're just talking, you guys. We're talking to you guys and talking to each other, and it's a fun thing. Um,
pretty much.
but uh, Alcatraz. There was actually a Christmas ghost story tied to Alcatraz. I posted, was it last year or the year before on the Kappa page? So I don't remember names, don't remember times, but it was obviously when Alcatraz was still a functioning prison. Um, but there was a party in the warden's office, and a ghost actually appeared and broke up the party. Not like being say, "Hey guys, get out of here," but the ghost appeared and it freaked everyone out. And it broke up the party. So there's some Christmas ghost stories out there. Um, but like Corey said earlier, if you guys that are listening, if you have a Christmas ghost story, send them to us and we'll read them on air. That'll be fun. We like reading your stories.
I know,
Um,
and
and
hopefully, we do get to uh, well, it's only the second. Hopefully, we'll get to post at least one more podcast this year, and we can read some. Maybe the next episode we can read some spooky actual Christmas ghost stories.
yeah,
We more went into lore, but it tis the season, and I'm sure we can find some good ones. But
and
without
I was thinking like something that we could do too is the season. And we like to do cryptid episodes. So let's look at some cryptid base or some holiday based cryptids. I know of a few we can talk about and we can make a podcast about it.
yeah, well, you'll have to tell me because I don't know any Christmas cryptids.
Well, it's
Even
not
though
Christmas, guys, but it's tied.
I mean, Jesus could be a cryptid, right?
Yeah, technically.
We we put him we put him in this place 3 days ago and put this boulder here. Now he's gone. I mean, I guess. I'm not
All
trying to
right. And
offend.
before we offend anyone else, Corey, where can they reach you?
Oh, wait, hold on a minute. I'm not offending nobody. We all have different beliefs. Where you can reach me, you can go to facebook.com. I'm there, COREYBEAM. If you want to reach out to the Into the Paranormal Facebook page, you can find us at facebook.com/Into the Paranormal. And you can also email us those stories that we want to hear from you with. And that's at IntoTheParanormalPod@gmail.com.
All right. And you can find me on all social media at Kappa Paranormal, CAPAPARANORMAL. So just throw that into your Google search engine, Kappa Paranormal, and I'm there. You can get at me on Facebook at Kevin Leonard. I'm there. Facebook, Kappa Paranormal, all that fun stuff. Instagram, TikTok, we're everywhere. Um, so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I have been Kevin Leonard. That has been Corey Beam, and this has been Into the Paranormal.
Everybody have a wonderful holiday. Have a great December. And remember to always be a little strange.